Okay, picture this: a terrifying storm, a road you've never been on, and a mysterious little tea shop that appears out of nowhere. I mean, these are the classic ingredients for a ghost story, right? But how do you take that simple recipe and turn it into an absolute masterpiece of horror? Well, today, we're not just going to tell a story, we are going to take apart the entire engine of fear itself. We're going to use a chilling tale called Tufani Bershatki Rat, which means a stormy, rainy night, as our blueprint. Let's get into it. So, what is it really? What's the difference between a story that just makes you jump a little and one that, well, one that stays with you for days, that echoes in the quiet moments? The answer, as we're about to find out, isn't just about what happens. It's about how it's built, piece by deliberate, terrifying piece. It really is all in the construction. You know, every truly great horror story begins with this foundation of just unease. Before anything supernatural even happens, the author has to make you feel that something is off. And in our story, this starts immediately with the main character, Raghu, and the world around him. Just look at how quickly the story strips away all of Raghu's safety nets. One minute he's fine, the next, boom, he's lost. A violent storm erupts out of nowhere, he's totally cut off from where he's trying to go, and his only hope, a single unknown man named Rathan who just appears out of the gloom. This isn't just a string of bad luck, it's a careful strategy to make him completely and utterly vulnerable. Think about this. The very first description we get isn't just of clouds, it's of an ash-colored sky. Now, this is a classic literary trick called pathetic fallacy. The sky isn't just gray, it's the color of death, of decay. It's perfectly mirroring the dread that's about to unfold. The stage is officially set. And then we go from sight to smell. As Raghu follows this stranger, Ratan, he picks up this scent, something burnt mixed in with the rain. It's subtle, right? But it's also deeply unsettling. At this point, it's just a weird smell, but the author has just planted the very first concrete clue of the tragedy that haunts this exact spot. And right here, this is where we cross a critical line. The burnt smell is strange, sure, but this is literally impossible. A lamp flame that doesn't even flicker in a raging storm that defies the laws of physics. It's the story's first quiet scream, telling us and telling Raghu that the rules of the normal world, they don't apply here anymore. So let's move into the tea shop itself and see how this feeling just builds and builds. Once Raghu is inside, the story shifts from that general creepy feeling to a whole series of small, specific events that are just wrong. These are the little seeds of doubt that are going to grow into full-blown terror. The story just keeps layering on these red flags. First, the tea is served impossibly fast. It's a minor thing, but it's weird. Then you start to think about the desolate location. I mean, who would even be out here? The silent, secretive gestures between Ratan and the woman, Jumar, they add this whole layer of conspiracy. And finally, that smell again. Not burnt this time, but that raw, metallic scent of blood. See how each red flag gets more specific and way more sinister than the last? And then, the story gives us this. In just a flash, Raghu sees an active, bleeding wound right on the woman's neck before she quickly hides it and just vanishes. This isn't just a clue anymore. This is a shocking, violent image. It's a piece of the story's tragic past that is literally bleeding into the present moment. Okay, so the tension is at a breaking point, and the author does something absolutely brilliant. Instead of another ghostly event, he has the mysterious host, Ratan, sit Raghu down to tell him his story. Now, this isn't a break from the horror, oh no. It is a direct explanation of it, and it's delivered in the most terrifying way possible. So this technique is called a nested narrative. We're literally getting a story inside of our story. And it's so effective because it lets the author deliver all this grim backstory while Raghu is completely trapped, just listening, with no idea that he's sitting right there with the story's villain. Rediton lays out this whole grim series of events, a story of jealousy, murder, and suicide by fire that happened right on this spot 3 years ago. And as he's telling this story, every strange detail Raghu has experienced, that burnt smell, the vision of a man hanging, the wound on Jumar's neck, it all starts to click into place for us, the audience, even while Raghu is still completely in the dark. And now, the climax. The night's over, Raghu leaves, but oh no, he forgets his bag of money. He has to go back. And this is the moment.
This is where the author finally collapses the two realities, the one Raghu thought he was in, and the horrifying truth that has been waiting for him all along.
I mean, just look at this. The place he thought was a safe haven from the storm, it was actually a burnt-out ruin. The man who gave him tea, that was the murderous husband from the story he just heard. And the quiet woman, Jamar, was his first victim. The entire night was a ghostly reenactment, and Raghu was the unwilling and unknowing audience.
Can you even imagine that moment? The dawning horror as he gets back to the spot and finds nothing. Just the skeletal, charred remains of a burnt-out building. The reality he experienced just a few hours before has literally vanished, and it's been replaced by the very evidence of the tragedy he was just told about.
And just as his mind is about to break, a voice calls out. It's Jumar, the ghostly woman standing right there in the ruins, and she's holding his bag of money. The final piece of the puzzle just slams into place. She isn't just a memory, she's an active, intelligent spirit. And this is it. This is the final, terrifying payoff. All those little hints, the smell of blood, that glimpse of the wound on her neck, it all culminates in this one grotesque image. The veil is lifted, both literally and figuratively, revealing the full horror of her murder. And it's this sight that finally shatters Raghu's sanity, causing him to just pass out.
So when you look back, you can see this clear architecture, this blueprint. You start with an unsettling atmosphere to create vulnerability. Then you plant these small clues that break the rules of the natural world. Then you use a story within a story to reveal the tragic history. And for the grand finale, you completely shatter the main character's perception of reality with the horrifying truth. It's a powerful four-step process.
And that brings us to the end. Raghu's ordeal is over, but that feeling of unease, it sticks with us, doesn't it? Which really begs the question, why do we seek these experiences out? Why is there a thrill in having our sense of reality so masterfully and so terrifyingly taken apart? I think it's that haunting echo that really proves the incredible skill of the storyteller.